everybody, welcome back to an episode of Now, Survival of the Neighborhood Turtle. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys are having an absolutely fan-freaking-tastic day. Hopefully the most amazing variety that only gets more fan-freaking-tastic from here on out, because today we have huge news coming out of Last Day on Earth. Boom! And that right here is exactly what you guys are seeing. Something that we're going to be breaking down and explaining a little bit further. Survivors, we decided to change our approach to update releases for this summer. The amount of content that would usually make a few updates has been combined into pretty much two super updates coming this summer within our immediate future. Over the summer, we will release two large updates for the single player part of the game. Updates for multiplayer will be released separately when completed. Those are on its own time schedule. More information on what to expect in the following updates will be shared on our pages and social media, yada yada yada. Pretty much they're gonna keep us tuned. Boom! Right here, what we are seeing is the roadmap, pretty much detailing the two single player updates that there are left. There's the secret update, that in a video a couple of days ago we pretty much broke it down, and long story short, this secret update is pretty much going to be the ATV and swamp update that, well, ends up adding in all of these western zones and the second vehicle to ever grace the likes of Last Day on Earth, along with the addition of the ash planks and potentially titanium bars, not to mention everything that swamps and that entire new western area that we're gonna need the ATV to cross over into may contain. So that is pretty much going to be the first of the two updates. And again, the big reasons that we know this is because, dude, the amount of development the tease is like, it's looking so long story short, it is looking very prepared from a lot of the teases, a lot of the assets. We've literally seen swamp zone gameplay, we've seen looks at the ATVs. The ATV model itself has been updated, and a whole plethora of more reasons that we go over into a lot more depth in that video I'm talking about from a few days ago. But long story short, expect the secret update to be that ATV and swamp edition. But then the only other single player update on this roadmap is that Settlers update. In case you guys are not aware, the Settlers update is also going to be massive in scope for quite a little bit of a different reason, because the Settlers are going to coincide with the Outpost. If you guys have not been hearing about the Outpost, a lot more information came out about it earlier in the year. The Outpost, long story short, is going to be this old rundown army base that we're going to be able to repair different components. There's going to be like so many different aspects to it, and on top of that, it is literally going to be our second base. It is going to be another base that we are going to have, most likely in a more remote area. Now, the fact that it looks like it's going to be coming after the ATV and swamp update means that this outpost could potentially be in the ATV and swamp area, or there's also the chance that this outpost could be up in the north over by the oak and winter zones. Now, the big reasons for that is because these are going to be the two pretty much most remote locations that Last Day on Earth is going to contain, and whenever, dude, outposts are literally built to be outposts that kind of serve as secondary bases further away from your true home base. That's literally like the purpose of an outpost. So being able to have an outpost is kind of place to call home, closer to these rare resources like the oak of the oak zones, like the copper of the north, or potentially having this outpost be in the western areas. Or maybe we'll even be able to build two outposts. Maybe we'll be able to choose where we want the outpost to be built. Regardless, we don't know the specifics to that, but we do know that it is going to be in a remote location, and most likely it is going to be within these new areas that we do require the chopper to unlock the north, or potentially the ATV to unlock the west. And from some of the images that were shared of the outpost as well, it does seem that there are like some very big hangars and stuff over there available that potentially could be. We literally have even had helicopters shown off with their in-game models, and that's where things get really interesting for this Settler/Outpost update, because with what Kafir said today, where they're saying, yeah, we're combining a lot of stuff into one update to make these two massive updates. If the secret update is the addition of the ATV and swamp, there's a chance that this Settlers update will be the addition of the helicopter on top of it, because part of that army base that we can restore literally has a helipad and a hangar. Potentially we'll be able to like park our chopper in one of those hangars too, or something like that. But nonetheless, big things are going to be happening in this outpost. And on top of that, let's talk about the second half of this update, being the Settlers. In case you guys are not aware, these Settlers are literally going to serve as AI, as people that we can somehow, some way recruit, bring over, do something with to bring them over to our outpost, where they will then be able to, well, work our outpost and potentially do stuff like gather resources, work potential workshops that there are, potential structures that we have built within our outpost, defend the outpost against enemy invasions, because I'm guessing outpost mechanics are going to be significantly cooler due to the fact that we'll be able to have Settlers and AI over over there. And dude, I could just imagine, man, could you imagine the large scale battles if we have a couple of settlers, we deck them out with guns, we have like some sort of a defensive structure built up, and there's raiders attacking us or zombies attacking us that we gotta fend off. Like, that's gonna be its whole own beast. But on top of that, boom, I also want to go ahead and bring this up because in case you guys were not aware, Kafir was over here and they dropped this little questionnaire kind of asking people, hey, like, what were your guys' thoughts on mercenaries when they came, yada yada yada, stuff like that. And here's the thing, the other thing that they asked about, I think the day before that this thing was dropped, they were asking what people thought of the ATV and stuff like that, and that is the only two things they have asked for people's opinions on. Now they've gone out and talked about how there's going to be 2 big updates coming out, and a lot of things are coinciding. Obviously the ATV with that secret update and likely being that and all that type of jazz, but then with this post over here, they're asking for feedback on the mercenaries. And you might be like, okay, well, what's that got to do? Well, it means that they do want the mercenaries to come back. And here's the thing. Why were the mercenaries temporary? What in tarnation was going on? I think that they served as a test for settlers, because if you guys think about it, settlers are going to be like AI. They are going to be like NPCs. They are going to be like computer characters that, well, are going to be on our side, and that I'm guessing if there are settlers, if they're in our outpost, we're going to have a degree of control over them. Maybe we'll be able to take some of them out for adventures similar to how we did with the mercenaries, and maybe they'll even be able to like progress and stuff like that. Not like the mercenaries, if you guys recall the mercenary update, you went to the mercenary camp, you hired a mercenary for like 30 minutes, an hour, and after that he disappeared, but he was able to help you out. You could deck him out with guns, deck him out with weapons, you could tell him to stay, you could tell him to follow. I'm guessing they might try to flesh out these mechanics, and that kind of served as an initial play test for this kind of huge feature that is going to be a part of settlers and outposts. Now you might be like, Star, why are you saying this? Well, pay attention to what they said today, where they wanted to roll the contents of a couple of updates into one. Now here what we're seeing is like, if these 2 updates that we have kind of like outlined in today's video as being those 2 single player updates to come out this summer are indeed the case of being that, they're gonna want like a couple of those features incorporated into each, and that's where I'm saying that I do think like the ATV is going to be bundled with the swamp. Obviously it's going to be bringing then the ability for the ash planks to be like that next tier of wood, which is going to unlock all sorts of new recipes, potentially other new stuff available out in the west, all sorts of jazz like that. And then settlers obviously got to be repaired or got to be bundled up with the outpost. Also, in case you guys do not know, when that settler/outpost update does come out, we're going to be able to repair our pickup truck as well. Yeah, that bad boy is going to be repairable, and from breaking down some information, we broke this down a couple of months ago. Long story short, it is going to kind of serve as the link between our base and our outpost, and whether that is, you know, it's how we're able to transfer large amounts of items, or if we're actually able to use it as a vehicle regardless. Very cool stuff coming up through that. Not to mention, that's also where I think that the helicopter thing might be getting bundled up and rolled up into that settler/outpost update as well, because there's that helipad over there. Maybe it'll just be for a future update, but from what Kafir is saying, they want these 2 updates to be bangers, and releasing a vehicle in each of them would be unprecedented, dude. That would be absolute insanity. And in case you guys are not aware, having the helicopter added in would be huge, because that is the vehicle that is necessary to reach Bunker Charlie, and I imagine it will help us reach more islands throughout the lands. But that's the thing, if that outpost were to be added in, if the helicopter were to come along with it, it would also unlock more zones to go along with it, which is another thing that could make the settler/outpost update even bigger. It could serve as a potential map expansion and make new zones reachable through the potential use of that helicopter. So long story short, this thing is going to be insane, and boom, summer ends September 23rd. It is currently July 4th/5th, depending on when you're watching this. Actually, it could be any day, who knows? But when I'm posting this, it's going to be likely one of those days. Happy 4th of July to all my Americans out there. Hopefully y'all saw some super dope fireworks. So that means September 23rd is roughly two and a half months out. So the timing, the spacing would likely be that these updates will be dropping about a month in between each other. Most likely within a couple of weeks, we can expect the first of those updates. And due to the fact that they are going to be so sizable, it's probably going to be a solid month, maybe like a 5-week wait in between those 2 updates to really let us like bask in the contents of them. And yeah, but with that said, with that done, there you guys have the huge info and kind of what it means for Last Day on Earth, what it means for the future, and exactly what these 2 single-player updates could contain. We're not going to touch on the multiplayer updates because they've literally, all they've said is like, yeah, they'll come when they come, because multiplayer stuff's a little bit trickier because they're constantly trying to make multiplayer a smoother experience and develop everything that's going on in Sector 7. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, the single-player part of Last Day on Earth is what people come for. No one's going out of their way to do Sector 7, but hey, hopefully that changes, and hopefully they do make Sector 7 super dope. So there you guys have it, the huge info and why it is huge that was dropped today and what these 2 updates do contain. And this is where I do need to ask, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, which of these 2 updates are you more hype for? Because let me just say, the fact that they've pretty much confirmed that these are going to be the 2 updates coming within the next 2 to 3 months is that's freak that like that dude that's huge news. Because if you guys have been watching for a while, couple of weeks, couple of months, pretty much these are the 2 massive updates I've been looking forward to. And the fact that we now have direct confirmation that we can be expecting them within pretty much the next 2.5 months is just like Like, usually huge updates like these do not come back to back. This is gonna be unprecedented for Last Day on Earth for such massive content drops to be coming. Also, in case you guys are curious, Star, what in tarnation are you doing? I'm looking for a basement real quick. Okay, I gotta get my daily basement fix. I'm still trying to find more basement versions. And then we are raiding my collega Paolo over there. Collega, what is collega? That is Polish word for friend. So there you go. Polish word of the day brought to you by Papa Star. Please hold the applause. Okay, okay. And here's the mythical thing we have been searching for. God dang it, dear. I didn't want to hurt you. Just stay away from me, wildlife. I don't want to hurt you. But you keep wandering towards me when I'm trying to find myself against zombies. You bring this upon yourselves. Get out of here, dear. There you go. You get to live. Smart deer. Smart deer. But, okie dokie, we got our basement in store for today. Let's start looting up the top side and all that type of jazz. And as we are doing that, like I'm saying, between these 2 updates that we were talking about and outlining today that are literally shaping up to be the exact 2 updates that they're talking about, because if they are as big as they're saying, we know that they're going to be single player. These are the 2 ones that have been being teased like pretty much for a lot of the year, and they are the only 2 massive ones that we literally have any info about, and there's like nothing else that they've talked about with being big updates really. And again, we've just seen all this development info coming out for the both of these for like the past couple of months at this point, man, and we've seen so many prepared assets, including that freaking prepared chopper. In case like that's what gets me, man. Seeing that completed chopper is just like, oh Nelly, this this is interesting to see that the model and everything is looking prepared, and it's looking like it's gonna be a big boy. And I imagine that again with the timing, it's probably gonna be ATV Swamp update comes first. Somehow we're gonna be able to get something out of the ATV/Swamp that can be used in building up the helicopter, except for maybe the last component of the helicopter that we then subsequently need to get from an update. Kind of like how now we can't build the ATV, we can build everything except for the ATV transmission. Likely the ATV Swamp update will add in a way where we can get that not likely, it literally has to add in a way for us to get that ATV transmission. And then probably what will happen is that the chopper will be buildable after that point, but we will not be able to complete it quite yet, because there's gonna be like a chopper part or something that we don't yet have access to. But then when the Outpost update, Settler/Outpost update comes out, there will likely be some way where we can then get it, most likely through some Settler/Outpost related thing, which is just gonna be so freaking hype. But like I am saying, oh my god, he's taking a poop. Floater, why must you be pooping? All right, you gotta lock the door if you're pooping. Like, come on, this is poop etiquette 101. Do I really gotta tell you this? Like, it's the first thing they teach you in poop school, all right? When you are getting potty trained, okay, they probably teach you how to go potty first, but then after that, they're like, yeah, lock the door, you freaking dingus. Oh my goodness gracious, that is a lot of blood. What sketchy things have been going on down in here? Zombies, I don't like it. Let's not hurt people. Let's be friends. Why eat brains when you can hand out hugs? The power of friendship is all the food that you need, okay? Unless you're stranded in a desert, in which case you probably gotta find some real food. Please don't eat the sand. Definitely not edible. Not talking from experience, just Common sense. Definitely not experienced. Don't know what you're talking about. Fast rata, dead rata. But these two updates are going to be absolutely huge in what they bring, and they've been two updates that I've been extremely hyped for a long time. So I genuinely cannot decide between if what we are saying about these two is exactly what is encompassed. Again, from what they're saying, they're going to be rolling up with more stuff into these updates, so we might even be seeing like smaller features into each of them added as well, which is just a freaking cherry on top. That's just gravy on the biscuit, baby. So let me know which of the two, as we are describing them, you would be more hyped for in that comment section down below, and just kind of like why. What are you looking forward to in the ATV /swamp update? What are you looking forward to out of that settler /outpost update? What do you want to see like the most out of each? What do you hope is included in each update? What do you think is going to be included that maybe we did not bring up? Any and all that type of jazz. Let me know all of it, because dude, this news is just like I'm not getting hype about the loot. I'm just a little bit delusional about the info that's come out today, man, because I love it. Okay. We got focus. We got kill some zombies, and like I'm saying, let me know what you guys think about all that type of jazz in that comment section down below. And a reminder that that comment is gonna put you 1/3 of the way. It's the weekly $12 at your touch place store gift card giveaway. All you gotta do as well is make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, that'll let you win on today's video. Y'all can go ahead and enter in on every single last day on Earth video. When Saturday rolls around, we'll pick a random video for the past week, pick a random comment from that random video, and that will be what for the week. And we'll kick off a new weekly giveaway that exact same Saturday as well. So make sure you stay tuned with that notification bell. Hit god dang it, the iron pickaxe is in my chopper. I'm gonna go and grab that really quickly, and then we will clear out the rest of this place, because I'm not leaving no copper behind. But like we are saying, making sure that you guys are subscribed and leaving a like and dropping a comment on this video will enter you in on today's video. Y'all can enter it on every single last day on Earth video. When Saturday rolls around, we'll pick a random video for the past week, pick a random comment from that random video, and that will be what for the week. And we'll kick off a new weekly giveaway that exact same Saturday as well. So make sure you stay tuned with that notification bell to stay up to date with every single video y'all can enter in on for that weekly giveaway. Not to mention all the other dope survival games going up on the channel as well, that it does let you stay in the loop on. And in case you guys have not checked out some of these other videos, definitely give them a look-ski doodle, because there are some really other awesome games going on. If you guys like Last Day on Earth, there's a great chance you'll enjoy some of the other stuff. We're always having a fan-freaking-tastic time, and always trying to check out the latest and greatest of mobile survival games, free survival games, just freaking you name it. Oh baby, the double copper ore. I love that perk that we got that gives us that good fortune at times. But long story short, definitely give it a look, because you know, if you do see a new video, you know, a new game going up on the channel for the first time, or maybe a series that you never decided to check out, give it a look-ski doodle, and you might genuinely find something that you do thoroughly enjoy. A series that you, hey, get out of here, fast router, die, buddy. A series that you like absolutely love and start watching, or maybe even just a game that you start playing the bejesus out of as well. Tons of fun to be had. And oh baby, we got some sort of an enemy up ahead. Is this the fetid corpse? It is. Hello, fetid corpse. I'm gonna hit you. Oh dear mama, you and your freaking belly farts, man. Let me just say, you gotta stop doing that, man. I know it's your thing, Mr. Fetid Corpse, but I must say, the belly farts thing, it definitely turns people away at times. You know, it's a strange thing to be belly farting. Oh baby, please don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Okay, there we go. I gotta get out of here, because that does a lot of damage. It starts adding up. His gas is his greatest strength, and not really his weakness. Although I'm telling you, man, they should make that gas flammable. You shoot it with a flare gun or hit it with a torch, it should produce a little bit of a boom. You know, the lurker has a weakness. I think it's only fair that the fetid corpse, let's freaking go. And he's dropping the rare loot today of big bones. That's what I'm talking about. Woo woo woo! Today is a good day. But yeah, I do think that he should have a weakness, kind of like how the lurker is afraid of fire. This guy over here, if he farts, hey, you know, that's his problem. Make the farts explosive, you know? Maybe you accidentally blow yourself up. Maybe you blow up the fetid corpse. Regardless, it's a pretty good situation for someone involved, because someone's gonna die. Maybe everyone dies. But long story short, it's gonna create, oh dear God, lots of fast rotters. Oh my God, that is a lot of them. Pistol drizzle, do me good, do me no harm. Marvelous. It took out like almost all of them. But yeah, I think that'd be pretty fair. You know, definitely caused a lot of havoc, and I like booms. I think that goes ooh hoo hoo without saying. Okay, I gotta put something away, because goodbye to the single glue. Hello to the charcoal. I'm definitely a fan of the charcoal when we do come across it, and maybe we could get some double copper out of this bad boy as well. But that notification bell is also a great way to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest of Last Day on Earth information. As soon as that type of new info does come out, such as the information released of today, we are breaking down that information, spreading it to you guys' eyes and ears, connecting the dots with all the other information that's already been released, all the other stuff already present in the game, all that type of jazz to give us the clearest look at the future of Last Day on Earth, what to expect out of it, what to expect out of the future future updates, what features are going to be in future updates, when to expect these future updates, rough time frames, you know, all that type of jazz. And as soon as a new update does come out, we are always checking it out as well. We're not just keeping you guys in the loop on these updates and what they contain. As soon as they come out, we are checking them out and keep you guys in the loop with how everything looks in game, best strategies for taking stuff down, just showing off everything new, regardless of how much time it might take, how much loot we might need to blow through, and potentially if we gotta make our wallet bleed a little bit. These are all L's I'm more than willing to take with a huge smile on my face. You know why? Because if I can try and help you guys catch a W somewhere out there, doesn't matter how many L's, how many losses, how much loot I gotta lose, doesn't matter to me. I'm happy to take all the losses in the world if it means that I can help some of y'all out and have an absolutely fan-freaking-tastic time along the way as well. So make sure you lads and lassies are staying tuned, and we got a little bit of a raid that you guys should make sure to stay tuned for. I'm gonna put some of this loot that we have gathered from today's basement away. And by the way, someone was saying there's still another basement we need to come across, so the basement hunt might get a little bit more hardcore and ramp up to try and come across that bad boy. We'll need to see how things unfold. Don't mind the dead body. That's my evil twin. I had to take him down. Listen, things got fugly. Okay, he's the evil side. I'm definitely not the evil twin. That was the good guy. Don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna go put this stuff away. Then we're gonna go on a raid. And as we go ahead and transfer this little steel that we have over here, as we continue cooking stuff up over here in our furnace room, because all that cooking goes towards a very good cause of helping us afford our next weapon mod. Speaking of which, we are getting very close and hot on the tracks of a weapon mod I've been eyeing for a little bit. You know what, quick detour alert. Okay, I'm sorry, there's construction going on under this train of thought. We got a detour. I am very close to getting this bad boy built up over here. Why is that huge? Well, it's gonna give this current combination of our gun an actual critical chance. That is kind of the biggest thing. It's also supposed to increase our chance at critical damage, but we literally have so much critical damage that it does not matter. Like, I mean, maybe if we take out this version it might matter, but I mean, I don't really want to do that, because then I think that this will do like only 15 damage. With this equipped, it does 16 damage, and it's also silenced. But yeah, that will actually give our gun a bit of a critical chance, and we have critical damage maxed out, so I'm down to get that critical chance up. And we are also in the midst of trying to get one of these active skill mod scopes as well, that it will significantly decrease the speed, make things a bit slower, but bro, it's gonna give us an active skill mod. Active skill mods have treated us good, and let me just say, that gun, it starts to look pretty freaking dope. But okay, let's get the tools ready for today's raid. Mr. and Mr. and Mr. and Mrs. and Mrs. and Mrs. Hatchet, because we're crafting up 6 of these bad boys, and you know, I decided to split up the ratio nice and even. We got 6 of them hatchets coming along the way, in addition to 2 C4 and 2 iron hatchets, onto today's raid, because it's about time that we tut our way over. Star, why have you not fixed the chopper? Listen, this chopper doesn't need fixing. This chopper, it just has personality right now. I don't want to get rid of this chopper's personality. That'd be evil. That'd be cruel. This is what makes my chopper special. It's the tut edition. You know, it's a very special type of chopper that you can't just build this chopper. You know, you have to. Your chopper has to survive hardships. Your chopper has to gain experience in order to become the type of chopper that we're dealing with over here. So, you know, I'm not prepared. I am not mentally or physically prepared to do that to my baby. So it will stay quote unquote broken. I don't like to call it broken. I like to call it experienced. It will stay quote unquote experienced for the time being. I know. Hold the applause. Thank you guys for understanding now that I have stated my reasons for doing this. But listen, let me just tide you guys over and put the sadness away with bada bing bada boom, our favorite noise that we can ever make. The noise of the boom. And ooh, dude, this new M16 of ours with the silencer on is a bit of a banger. The fact that it does 16 damage on the dot, it makes this a perfect crowd control weapon for taking out all these zombies, because 5 bullets, you're done. 5 bullets, you're done. 5 bullets, you're done. Probably a lot more than 5 bullets, you're also done. And it's a very nice number, because 16 goes perfectly into the number 80, so we don't waste any damage by killing any like normal zombies, which subsequently goes perfectly into the number 240. So we never do like 250 damage, 245. We're never quote unquote wasting damage, so to speak. We're always doing just enough damage to take out these enemies that have 80 and 240 health, which is, I know it's a minor thing. And oh, I didn't see the full stack. Let's go. Not too shabby. I only saw the 1 oak plank. I'm like, dang it. sadness approaches. No, 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 no. Little bit of happiness has appeared in the video. Okay, replaced by sadness, but still little bit of happiness present. I like what I see, and hopefully there will be a little bit more to like as well, but dude, I don't know. I'm just excited to finally have this thing hopefully doing some critical damage, because once we could start like having a chance at doing like, dude, I don't know, with the critical damage maxed out, like what's it capable of? Can it do like just complete double damage? Can it do even more? Plus the active skill mods are gonna have installed. Like, I love the fact that we've taken the M16 under our arm and finally we're turning it into the weapon that it can be, because I'm not gonna lie, the M16 has been neglected by me, you know, because its big brother, the Kalashnikov 47, has a grenade launcher under it. I'm sorry, M16, it's hard to compete with that. And if it's not a grenade launcher, it's a bayonet, which does full damage to armored enemies. Like, it's some very cool features, but the M16 is pretty nice, and you know, once we get a feel for these active skill mods and what they're capable of too, I feel like we'll be very happy that we have given the M16 a chance to prove itself, because the fact it jumps up from 12 damage all the way up to like, god dang it, woodworking benches, how could you do this to me? The fact that it jumps up from 12 all the way to 16, that is a very sizable jump, to say the least. And whoop, let me yeet my way out of there. We'll run those dudes around, get some pistol drizzle up inside of them, and whoop, hit one with the slow-mo so we can deal with these two one at a time. But dude, the amount of damage this thing's capable of, man, don't sleep on the M16. I slept on the M16, and I'd like to apologize, M16. You're not doing critical damage, though, which is a big if, but once we get a little bit more steel processed, I gotta recycle a couple more guns, get those last couple of factory parts. We are gonna be banging with what this bad boy is gonna be capable of, and then also work on the active skill mods too, but those are also going to take a lot of factory parts. Factory parts are, they suck. I gotta recycle guns. I don't like recycling guns. I like using guns, but I understand that at times necessary losses, necessary L's need to be taken, so I can recycle part of mine to weapon stockpile. And okay, let's start figuring out what we're taking home, because we're done breaking stuff. I'm not gonna be breaking into your sewing class over there. You guys could keep that. No need, no need. I ain't interested in what cloth or potentially thick boy cloth you guys have over there. I'm just interested in grabbing everything that I possibly can that is remotely valuable. You know, I don't want to take these partial stacks. I'm tempted by the wrenches, I will say. But I don't want to take none of these partial stacks. I just want to take all the full stacks of stuff that I can and skedaddle out of here with the best stuff that I can. And you know what? It appears that wood's going to be one of those best things. I'm not picking up your ore. I'm not wasting my fuel smelting that stuff. I got better things to smelt. Thank you for asking. And like, I don't even know if, like, I know this is like the cardinal sin, like, oh, you're about to leave without a full inventory, guys. Like, I don't know, I'll grab some water, I guess, like, and I guess some bricks, but I don't want to grab partial stacks of stuff. I want to grab full stacks of stuff. Maybe the iron. I got a soft spots for some iron. Pine planks, I guess I could get rid of one of the hatchets for that, but besides that, like, it's all raw resources that, like, we already have a very good stockpile of. Even then, like, stuff like a single battery, like, I'm sorry, bro, I still got freaking piles of batteries back at home that I can't recycle, because I can only have one recycler at a time, and that bad boy is working full-time on gun parts. Like, dude, you could honestly probably find a couple of freaking, like, pistols stuck inside of the recycling bench somewhere, man. That thing's had too many weapons go through it, me trying to get these factory parts. But shenanigans aside, there you guys have it. This, I'm not gonna say poop-tastic raid. It had the redeeming qualities of this oak planks, but definitely I will be rating this raid a meh out of 10. Like, it's not awful, but it's meh. It's meh. I had to use a C4. That's the crown jewel of what I got back. That's a meh in my book. But with that said, with that done, that's gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up for me for now. Thank you guys a whole ton for watching. Have yourselves an awesome one, and I'll talk to you next one. See ya.